You are capable of so much more than this. Not as an insult, as a statement of fact about a human being who came into this world with a specific and unrepeatable set of gifts, capacities, and possibilities, and who has been living at a fraction of them. Not because the gifts are not there. They are there. Not because the potential does not exist. It exists. But because somewhere between the person you were born to be and the person you are showing up as today, something got in the way. Fear, comfort, the weight of other people's expectations, the accumulated habit of playing smaller than you are because playing smaller has felt safer than playing at the level you actually capable of. And the waste of that, the daily, grinding, almost invisible waste of a life being lived at 60% of its capacity, is costing you in ways you can feel even when you cannot fully name them. It shows up as restlessness, as the low hum of dissatisfaction that you have learned to live with because you've been living with it so long it has started to feel normal, as the gap between the version of your life you describe to yourself in the honest moments and the version you are actually building. That gap is not fate, it is wasted potential, and it can be closed. Welcome to Motivation Daily. Today, we are going to talk about the most expensive thing most people are throwing away every single day without ever seeing the bill. Let me tell you about a study that has haunted me since I first encountered it. Researchers studying end-of-life regret interviewed hundreds of people in their final weeks of life and asked them one question: what do you regret most? The answers were not what most people expect. They were not, "I wish I had worked harder." They were not, "I wish I had made more money." The most common, the most consistent, the most universal answer across backgrounds and cultures and life circumstances was this: I wish I had taken more chances on myself. I wish I had trusted my own potential more. I wish I had stopped letting the fear of failure keep me from attempting the things I knew I was capable of. Not the failures they attempted, the attempts they never made. The potential they carried to the grave without ever fully deploying it. Think about that. Think about the weight of arriving at the end of a life and knowing, not suspecting, knowing that the gifts you were given, the capacity you were born with, the unrepeatable specific contribution that only you could have made to the world, was left largely untouched. Not because you were not capable, because you were afraid, because you were comfortable, because you convinced yourself that the timing was not right, or the circumstances were not ideal, or the version of you that was capable of those things was always just a little bit further along than the version standing in the present. That is the bill for wasted potential, and it is paid at the end, when there is no time left to make a different choice. Now, let me make this specific. Think about Leonardo da Vinci, not just the masterpieces the world knows, but the notebooks. The thousands of pages of drawings, observations, ideas, inventions, theories that Leonardo filled across his lifetime and never finished, never published, never shared. Historians who have studied his notebooks believe that among their pages are concepts that, had they been developed and shared, could have accelerated human progress by centuries. Flying machines, hydraulic pumps, solar power concentrators, anatomical discoveries that medicine did not rediscover for hundreds of years after his death. All of it sitting in notebooks. All of it potential that for various reasons never made it from the private world of Leonardo's extraordinary mind to the public world where it could have changed everything. Now, Leonardo da Vinci was one of the most accomplished human beings in history, and even he wasted staggering potential. Imagine what is sitting undeployed in the minds and hearts of ordinary people who never even begin. Think about a woman named Priya, who had an extraordinary gift for communication. Everyone in her life had always known it. She could walk into a room and shift the energy. She could find the words for things other people could not articulate. She had a natural authority and warmth that made people trust her immediately. For 15 years, she worked in a role that used maybe 10% of that gift. A safe role, a well-paying role, a role that was fine. That adjective that does more damage to human potential than almost any other word in the language. Fine. She spent 15 years being fine when she was built for extraordinary. The wake-up came when her niece, a teenager she adored, asked her at a family gathering what she wanted to be when she grew up. And Priya realized with a force that stopped her mid-sentence that she did not know, that the question applied to her just as much as it applied to her 17-year-old niece. that she had stopped asking herself what she wanted to become and had settled for what she had already become, as if becoming were something that only happened in youth and then stopped. She left the role. She built a coaching and speaking practice around the exact gift she had been leaving unused for 15 years. It was terrifying. It was uncertain. It was the hardest professional thing she had ever done. And within 3 years, she was doing work that made her feel more alive than she had felt in a decade and a half. Not because the new path was easier, because it was hers. Because she had stopped wasting the specific capacity she had been given and had started deploying it with everything she had. Here is what I need you to sit with right now. Where in your life are you being fine when you are built for more? What is the gift, the specific, particular, nobody else has it quite like you gift that you have been leaving in the drawer because deploying it fully felt too exposed, too risky, too much like claiming something you were not sure you deserved to claim? Because here is the truth about potential that most people spend their entire lives avoiding. It does not keep. It does not wait indefinitely for the day you finally feel ready to use it. It either gets deployed or it atrophies. It either gets expressed or it turns inward and becomes the restlessness, the dissatisfaction, the low hum of a life lived below its own capacity that you have been trying to make peace with for years. You were not given these gifts to carry them quietly to the end. You were given them to deploy them, to offer them, to build something with them that would not exist without you. Stop being fine. Stop playing at 60%. Stop wasting the unrepeatable, irreplaceable, completely specific potential that only you carry. The world needs what you are holding back. Give it everything. Share this with someone who you know is living below their potential and needs to hear that fine is not enough. Subscribe to Motivation Daily. We show up every day to push you toward everything you are capable of. Drop a comment and tell me, what is the gift you have been leaving in the drawer that you are committing to deploy starting today? Name it. Own it. The world is waiting for it. Let's go.